Good morning and welcome to Friday's edition of TVC Breakfast. My name is Etoma Edu.
Well, good morning, Nigeria. What a beautiful Friday to be here to make sure that you start your morning on the right note. I am Ria Abdul and welcome to our show.
Indeed, Nigeria, it is time for breakfast, and I'm so grateful that out of all the places that you could have chosen to be this morning, you're here with us on the TVC Breakfast Show. You are very welcome. My name is Olamide Odekunle.
And thank God it's Friday. We'll say many thanks to you for being with us from Monday up until now, but we're still here to give you all the information you deserve to know. I'm Ibrahim Shita. Good morning, guys.
Good to see you.
You know, everybody is trying to sound bright, and I know we all are running on fumes.
No, but wait. I had a fantastic morning. I am doing so great this morning, and today's show is going to be amazing. There's a lot to talk about on the show.
You know you're being sarcastic.
We're pumped up, right?
I'm exhausted, but the world and the news doesn't stop moving. So
it doesn't stop moving. So yes, we're making sure that you start the morning on the right note. There's a lot to talk about on the show this morning. At some point, Ibrahim will take us through all the headlines from the newspapers, and then we have an interview where we talk about digital. So do make sure you stay with us. If you love technology, you need to stay with us for that interview. Also, we'll go to FCT where we have very, very important conversations, and then we come back to Lagos where the beautiful Olamide will take us through everything trending from all around the world with Trending Now. So grab your cup of coffee and let's have a fantastic show. But we'll start with the story where the National Economic Council has endorsed President Bola Tinubu's proposal for the overhaul and revamp of training institutions for security agencies nationwide. Now, the president's proposal followed a presentation made to the council by the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning, Abubakar Bagudu, on the realization of President Tinubu's vision for a $1 trillion economy, which also highlighted the necessity of investing more in security by the three tiers of government. At his 152nd NEC meeting, constituted by a committee chaired by Governor of Enugu State, Peter Mba, to oversee the process of overhaul of training institutions for security agencies across the country.
Renovation, remodeling and equipping of all the training institutions of Nigerian police across the country have nothing to do with the state police. Like I said, it was as a result of the presentation made by the Honorable Minister of Budget and National Planning. Of course, part of his presentation, there are some areas that has to do with security. And of course, the Council and the President raised a serious concern about the condition of the training institutions. But of course, before today, we met several presentations here. Even I remember I was here with my colleagues. All the 36 state governors made presentation as regards the state police, and all of us agree on the establishment of state police because we believe it is an idea that the time has come.
Without records, without counting to our revenue generation. That is why NEC, in their wisdom today, extended our terms of reference to cover the scope that will get us to look into what is happening in that sector. I'll be sounding prophetic if I tell you what is happening there. We will explore all avenues, use all methods to see how best we can get the concerns of yours addressed, which is also the concerns of many Nigerians today. So I think that is about that. For timelines, well, when we get to the theater, we'll know the type of operation and surgery that is required. We'll be able to come back to the council for
it shall be the duty and responsibility of all organs of government and of all authorities and persons exercising legislative, executive, or judicial powers to conform to and observe and apply the provisions of Chapter 2 of the Constitution, to which both Mr. President, the Vice President, and state governors were sworn. And the memo noted Mr. President's respect for our federalism and all the measures taken in conjunction with state governors.
Well, Etoma, I think this is a fantastic one, knowing the fact that oftentimes we say that most of these people put in positions they do not understand because they've not gone through training, because we see that they do not have proper training when we talk about giving them the right institutions. But we're seeing this as a step in the right direction. Do you think it's going to make, any mark? Yes,
it's going to make a mark. I pray that it is not just going to be renovating structures, and building new ones, and not building systems that are sustainable. You have a training institution. It's not just the building. It is what is going on in there that is the main thing. Just yesterday or so, where I was talking about the need to train and retrain our security personnel, especially the Nigerian police. And this came out today. So I feel very vindicated. I feel very vindicated that that came on. And it's part of Mr. President's move against insecurity, and that the talks have started now. By the time the processes go through to the end, I believe the other side of the security wahala would have been taken care of to a very good conclusion. I told me how
to come with the wahala, because there's a lot of wahala. Just yesterday, Olamide, we took a story that says an officer that shot, the tires of a car that could have caused a big damage. I believe that if that person was given adequate training, he would know the right thing to do. Oftentimes, we hear police officers do things that are unimaginable. You're wondering, like, did you not go to school? Did you not pass through some things to know that you're not supposed to do this? But like Etoma rightfully said, I just hope this is not one of those things that we hear and they're just going to renovate it and all, but inside they are not really working on the training.
This is the trouble a lot of times when we hear about initiatives and almost policy like this, is that are we going to actually have a total shifting of the system and at the root, or are we just going to have a rebrand? That is a concern, and we've seen that with several security institutions. But I like the fact that the government is shifting from just buying weapons and building infrastructure to saying we want better people on our forces, we want better policing systems and better people at the heart of security. I like that, but it's one thing to agree in Abuja, it's a completely different thing to implement across board, across all 36 states, and that is what we want to see. I like this initiative, and I think that it's great. It's great reform. I think our president understands that safety is the bedrock. Before we even talk about the trillion-dollar economy and all those things, the bedrock of everything that we do is safety. We cannot move forward without it. So it's good to see that there's a focus on that.
But talking about safety, let me just take it further. A country without safety is how do you grow in so many things? If your people are not safe, then how do you expect the economy to grow? Ibrahim, we're saying this. We're hoping that this is something that will stand the test of time. Like I always say, our president is coming up with beautiful initiatives. We can see that the renewed hope is really working, but he cannot do it alone. At the end of the day, he needs help. Only him cannot do it.
Of course, you can't buy ammunition, buy guns, and just keep it in the hands of those who are irresponsible enough to understand that this is the better way to use it. This is the way you engage the crowd when it comes to protest. This is the way you go about, attacking terrorists without causing too much collateral damages. So one thing is the government is pushing this. They're talking about it. They're acting. They are trying to tell us that yes, we are not just talking, but want to put some action into it. That goes to show that they understand what is going on. They are listening to people. They are getting feedbacks. We know police of the world, armies of the world, soldiers of the world, personnel of the world generally. Some of them, fine, they are well trained. Yeah. One of the most immoral armies that we have in this world is the IDF, the Israeli Defense Force. We see the way they engage the people. We see how brutal they can be. We see what is going on in the US, the ICE. They are not even trained. But we see even some of the police, the way they deal with some black elements. So we do not want to get trainings from these people. So who are the ones that will be training? These are soldiers. Who are the ones that will be getting adequate use of these facilities to ensure that we understand our own climate, we understand our own people, and we engage them based on the trainings that we have, the quality trainings that we have. So I'm excited that the government is talking about this. We can't be talking about food security or food insecurity without ensuring that there is much security. We have people who would make farmers go to farm easily without banditry attacking people. All of those all together. So I'm excited that we're talking about it.
I'll stay with you here. I love the fact that we're talking about training and all of that, but in one way or the other, we still have police officers that are well trained. At some point, they now go down the drill. We talk about welfare. I think as we talk about training, we should put welfare side by side, because some of them are trained properly, but they get into the system, mixed with those that are now corrupt, and then they turn into something.
And Tim, I've got to say, even just the word training or retraining, we don't want the same old retraining where you go back to basics and teach them everything you taught them before. What we want is an unlearning. We want them to remove the mindset concerning terrorists, concerning citizens, concerning police policing in their various communities, we want to unlearn and then make them relearn new systems that are better. And Ibrahim, you asked a very pertinent question. Who is going to be training them and on what?
Yeah. So regarding what Ria said, when you don't give people adequate, money, let me just be, plain. Yeah. And then you want them to behave rationally, even though you've trained them, no matter what training you've given them. If they are not fine psychologically and they're thinking, my children are in school, my wife is going to eat, I'm going to pay rent, I'm going to do this and that, they will misbehave. Exactly. So that's why sometimes when they bring in, mental training, all of this emotional intelligence, and you are not treating the root cause. Yeah. People don't have money in their pocket. I want them to be, they will misbehave.
And for me, that's the only problem as well. Some of them enter the force very good. We cannot deny the fact. And even as I speak, we still have police officers that they will, no matter what, they will still stay true to, what they believe in. But then again, I believe that welfare is very important. As we're looking at training, we need to look, see, a hungry man is an angry man. It is said in the world, everybody knows that. So we need to make sure that these people as well, they can fend for themselves, they can pay school fees, they are okay. Most of the times we see our police officers, give me this, give me that. Let's be realistic. It happens. It has happened to each and every one of us. When you see, police officers, and it's not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be paid well. The police is supposed to be your friend at the end of the day. But now things have,
it's supposed to be a hungry man doesn't understand friendship. We have very good and qualified policemen, that have been in the force for a while and have seen the intricacies of the force and have ideas on how to reform the force. These are the kind of people that I would want to see as instructors in those training facilities when they are done with. We need a Nigerian brand efficient police force, well taken care of.
For me, I'll say we need proper training and also we need good welfare for our police officers because we want the police to continue, being our friends. But